Good afternoon, I'm Susan McCord. Thanks for tuning in to Dear Sybersue. Today's topic is handling flirty texts from your engaged ex-boyfriend. This can be very emotionally damaging when someone from your past comes back in and starts sending off little signals to you that they're not finished. This can leave you feeling very, very stressed out, especially with the fact that they're with somebody else, they're engaged to be married, and they're not showing any integrity at all. The trouble is, if you still have feelings for them, it can lure you in a little bit. So this is where you have to be extremely strong. Sit down and say to yourself, why would I answer somebody who is engaged to someone else and they're using me to make them feel better for whatever reason? This is a situation that happens with some people that get married too quickly. They may be not finished with you. So they want to bring conversations into play and see what can happen here. This isn't something that you should deal with because you've moved on. They broke up with you and are already engaged to somebody else. Now they're opening up the door that you have carefully learned how to close. And this isn't fair on you. My first suggestion to you would be not to respond to them, because this is something that you don't want to get involved in, because if you were to see them just for old time's sake or think you can be friends with them, if there's any emotion at all left over for your ex, this will cause huge problems because you will start to feel again. You've spent all this energy getting over them, and now they're coming back in and causing your heart to flutter once more. They are not worth your time. If they wanted to come back in because they miss you, then they're not ready to be in that relationship. That's where they have the option to end their relationship, regardless of whether you would entertain seeing them again or even allowing them back into your life. The point is, if they're still thinking about you and they're having regrets, they should not be engaged to someone else. So under no circumstances is this really a good thing for them to do, because it's at your expense. You're the one who's going to get hurt again, just opening up old wounds. Your ex-boyfriend is crossing really big boundaries here. He is engaged and giving himself to someone else. If he is regretting that situation, then he needs to be honest with himself. Because even if you go and have a lunch or a coffee with him thinking, oh, I'm fine, I'm over him, sometimes you don't realize that you're triggered really quickly with an ex-partner, because there's still parts of you that are lingering and the romance and all the stuff you had with them. We don't always get over our breakups at the same time. You would never trust him again anyway, even if you did decide, oh, maybe I'll go and see him and see if there's anything to salvage here. You're not going to trust him because he's capable of doing something like this. The fact that he's sending you flirty texts shows that it's a chemistry thing that he's missing. He wants to maybe start that up again. That is not where you're ready to go with him, even if he was trying to get back in your life. Flirtatious texts are not the way to do it, because he's doing that while he's with someone else. So how is that ever going to make you feel trusting of him? If he can do it to them, he can do it to you. So there's no point in engaging in conversation with him. You can say to him, I'm finished. I'm not interested in talking to you. You can block his number. There's lots of things you can do. I've talked to some women who say, yeah, but he keeps texting me. Well, don't let him. Stop the texting. That's the answer here. Because you're never going to have what you had maybe with them in the past, and it didn't work out the first time. There was a reason it didn't. So understand what that reason is. Maybe it's because this is who he is, this kind of guy that he's not really loyal to the partner that he's with. I understand that it can feel really good when all of a sudden, out of the blue, your ex contacts you. You probably don't feel you had enough closure from the breakup. And so you're sitting here going, oh, well, this is interesting. They do miss me. So it makes you feel good for a while. But the problem is it's at someone else's expense. And that's his fiancée. He's not being loyal to her while he's pursuing whatever he is with you. Even if it's just flirtatious text just because he likes to have a little forbidden fruit on the side, how is that good for you? This is something that I feel so bad for his fiancée, because this is how she's starting out her engagement with him. If your ex had come back texting you saying he'd like another chance when he wasn't in a relationship, then you could revisit it and feel good about it. At least he's not doing something behind someone else's back. Then you could feel okay about it. But the way he's handling this right now, it's just not okay. Some people just like to play games. They want the best of both worlds. They want to talk to you and they want to have their fiancé. This isn't a good situation for you, and I strongly suggest that you cut ties talking to him, because it's not worth you investing any energy into somebody that doesn't have any integrity. Thank you so much for tuning in to Dear Sybersue. Please click like on the video, subscribe. I'd love it if you would do so. And any comments you have, please leave them under the video. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye.